Welcome back to Miss Liz IBG. Have you been watching a very popular ViuTV drama called Under the Rainbow, 日落下的彩虹? If you have, well, I guess you know why everyone is talking about it. Because it's not really just talking about a few families. It's actually talking about all of us. So today, I want to talk about two things this drama got painfully right, I would say. And then I want to tell you something that many Chinese families might not talk about. Now stick around to the end of this video too, because I've got some news about where this channel is heading. So in the drama, well, at the beginning, there's a couple who married very young, worked hard, built a small business together. Of course, they raised 2 kids. So from the outside, a good marriage. But somewhere in there, the wife said something that kind of struck with me. She said she became someone's wife, someone's mum, and she nearly forgot her own name. This is so common in many Chinese families. Showing love through sacrificing, working, providing. However, not through affection, encouragement, words, physical touch. Now, there's a psychologist called Gary Chapman. He wrote about this back in the 90s. He said people give and receive love in different languages. What does that mean? You can be speaking one language your whole marriage, working, providing, sacrificing, while your partner has been waiting to hear the other one, a praise, a hug, and affection. And neither of you is wrong. You're just not speaking the same language to each other. And here is the part that matters for your kids. A psychologist named Albert Bandura, who studied how children learn, showed that kids don't learn from what love looks like from being told. They learned it from watching. You see, my husband and I hug each other in front of our kids. We say, I love you, where they can hear it, praising each other, thanking the effort each of us puts in this family. Sounds small? No, it's not. Before we made those changes, we actually argued quite a lot. And our 2 kids picked up that same tension with each other. Once we changed, the relationship with each other also changed too. Another thing I really want to tell, especially to the moms who are watching, the moment we become mothers, so many of us put ourselves dead last, yeah? Because I did it too. Gave up my career path when they were much younger. 24/7 with my kids, homeschooling, running around teaching freelancers just to keep us afloat. Seriously, I had real emotional meltdowns. So here's what I want to say. Loving your family this much doesn't mean you're allowed to disappear completely. Keep a thread of yourself, something that's just yours. Like myself, I still try my very best to manage time to do Muay Thai, hit the gym, play the piano. Because through practicing a very difficult piano piece, I can find myself again. Right now, I'm practicing Winter Wind by Chopin. And trust me, this piece is mental. And for the dads who are watching this video right now, this still applies to you because a stable parent is what actually holds a family together, not parent running on empty. The second storyline, an elder mother, 2 adult sons, 1 adult daughter. So the sons need help. money, housing, yeah? The daughter, on the other hand, is very capable, independent. However, she got told, you don't need to look after me anymore, okay? Just go, live your life really like that, yeah? So she asked her mum, what about me then? Yes, she just felt like she was abandoned in a way. Then that was the time her mother realized she might have forgotten her daughter's feeling, because the mother genuinely hadn't thought about that. There's a word for what happened to that daughter. It's called parentification. When a child, usually the eldest, usually the daughter in Chinese families, becomes the responsible one so early, so quietly, that nobody, including herself, notices what it is causing her. The psychologist Carl Rogers had a term for the deeper wound underneath it: conditions of birth. When your value in the family is tied to how useful you are, not who you are, that kind of child grows into an adult who can't ask for help, who feels guilty resting. Well, so the turning point in the drama is that this daughter finally lists out loud everything she has given to the family over 15 years. That's not her being difficult. That is actually the first time in her life to actually see herself. So you see, my own childhood had abuse in it: physical, emotional, neglect, and more actually. And because of that, I promised myself that I'll be different, that I need to become an expert in early childhood education, that I wouldn't want to repeat the mistake my parents made. But knowing what you don't want to repeat and actually not repeating it, those are two very different things. So there are moments with my own daughter where I caught myself reacting the way I had been reacted to in certain ways. Not because I wanted to hurt her feelings, but because that pattern came back to me. It somehow affected my body and my reactions, especially when I was under pressure, frustration, ups and downs in life and marriage. John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, the psychologist behind attachment theory, called this intergenerational transmission. The way we were parented gets carried forward automatically, especially under stress. What actually changed things for me wasn't willpower, it was noticing. And it was learning how to say sorry properly, not the over-apologizing kind, when you cry more than your kid does, and suddenly they're the one comforting you. That's not repair. That's just hands your guilt to your kids to carry. A real apology is short, specific, not just words, but changes and actions. And it doesn't ask for anything back. I got that wrong. I'm sorry. That wasn't about you. That's it. No long explanation. No, but you have to understand. No, but because you did this, so I did that. Not like that. You say it, and then you let your child have whatever reaction they have. That repair matter more than never making the mistakes in the first place. And about my daughter and I, we're good. Well, we still get on each other's nerves sometimes, I would say. But seriously, we know that we love each other so much. Not because that I was a perfect mom, not because I stopped protecting my own ego and started paying attention to what she actually needs. That's the way. So if your childhood gave you something you don't want to hand down, you get to be the one who stops it here. Because you don't have to raise your kids the way you were raised. And that's breaking the cycle. You see, this isn't just about my own family. Because for the past 18 years, I've sat across from kids and teenagers carrying exactly this kind of pain. Traditional mindsets parents, wounded kids. Parents who truly love the children, yet still don't realize what their own actions have done. Nobody ever really taught me how valuable the work I'm doing is. I just keep doing because I care. Until recently, someone told me this. My friend Raymond, a Cambridge educated who trained hundreds of financial advisors, also an expert in getting teenagers into the universities of Cambridge and Oxford. He pointed out something I hadn't fully seen myself. How rare this kind of work actually is, how much it is needed, and how important my work has been. So in the videos coming up, I want to start sharing some of the real stories with you. Of course, details changed, no names, but real families, real patterns, especially real turning points. Because if anything in this video makes you recognize your own family, there's a lot more I haven't told you yet. I know I've been quiet on this channel for a while, but here I am, I'm back. And I've got a lot to say in the future. Alright, that's all for today. If any of today's content hits close to your heart, you're not alone. And remember, it's not too late to change things. You can leave a comment below. Tell me which part of today's video landed for you. I'm Liz Wong. I'll see you in the next video.